Good afternoon, Trump's family. Welcome back to my channel. Have a good day and God bless you. Let's get into the news. It looks like Kevin McCarthy is looking to expunge the impeachment against President Trump. The two that were done, one for January 6th, and of course, the other one for Ukraine, which Democrats were already neck deep in and doing what they claimed that President Trump did. Of course, we see the corruption today, we've seen the lies, we've seen them, a lot of this exposed through the Twitter files and everything that has been shown to us, and we know the impeachment for January 6th was a complete sham of an impeachment because they know that President Trump didn't advocate for violence. He didn't tell people to go to the Capitol to burn it down or to be violent. That was the left's coup that they ran against Trump, deep state's coup against Trump with willing participants, people like Nancy Pelosi, Mark Milley and others within government, in order to try to take down President Trump to ensure that either they could lock him up for good or at least prevent him from running for office again. So we have this story coming to us from the Post-Millennial talking about Kevin McCarthy considering and sponging Trump's impeachment. So let's go and take a look at this and see what's going on here. And its status here says Kevin McCarthy says he would consider expanding Trump's impeachment, addressing a reporter's question on the matter. He said, but honestly, why individuals want to do it and we would look at it, he said. So we got this year. I would understand why members would want to bring this forward. McCarthy set up those lawmakers who might like to expunge the former President Trump's impeachment votes, both of which were undertaken on false premises. Addressing the reporter's question on the matter, he said, but I understand why individuals want to do it. And we'll look at it prior to Hill 117 for Congress or a group of GOP-led legislators led by Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma bring a resolution to expunge the 2021 impeachment, which came as Trump was already on his way about office to House brought the impeachment charge after the Capitol riot January 6. Deciding unilaterally Trump was to blame and had been in violation the oath of his office after the impeachment, the House under former Nancy's former Speaker Nancy Pelosi convened a special committee to investigate the event and was unable to provide any proof after 2 years that Trump had been involved in staging and instigating a riot. Michael Mullen also looked to expunge Trump impeachment for 2019, which was based on a fake dossier that alleged Trump had colluded with Russia to influence or steal the 2016 election. The documents that were the basis of the charges were later found or had been fabricated by those familiar with it with opponent Hillary Clinton's campaign, and neither case of the Senate act on those House resolutions of impeachment, as 2/3 majority necessary to win the votes was not present in the Senate. He was acquitted on the 2019 charges on February 20, and on the 2021 charges in February of 2021. McCarthy won a contentious vote in the House to become Speaker of the House on January 6 and was able to win the votes needed after negotiations within the Republican Party. So we'll see how this takes place. That would be a good way to show that he is looking to solidify MAGA within the House of Representatives and in the future elections. So we'll see how this plays out by Kevin McCarthy so far. He's been pretty staunch, and we will continue to monitor how he is taking these things against Democrats and the media and trying to advance conservative causes. And then, this is some big news. You know, just the other day we were covering Adam Schiff whining, complaining, frankly crying like a little friggin' baby on the floor of the House because he's not getting what he wants because his reign over the investigative power of the House is over. And you know, Adam Schiff is wondering about a couple different things why he's lost his position, of course, among some other issues that he may have. But me on the other end, I'm wondering only one thing pertaining to little Adam Schiff, i.e. how the hell is this guy still walking free? How is this criminal? And yes, I mean criminal, able to continue to make TV appearances, able to maintain his seat in House of Representatives and continue to lecture us or warn us or complain to us about anything, considering his track record, as if it wasn't bad enough, as if him lying on the record, falsifying information, falsifying evidence, as if him lying to the American people endlessly wasn't enough, as if him being a key component of a shadowy underground coup to unseat a United States president with phony Russian salacious information wasn't enough. Now we're learning that Adam Schiff regularly used his position in the federal government to influence, lobby, force whatever you want to use big social media firms to censor Americans from saying things that he didn't like, from saying things that didn't benefit his political party. As sitting United States representative, one of the most powerful and top-ranking members of the Democratic establishment used his influence and position in power in government to shut down fully constitutional protected speech online. We got some stuff to get into because this Adam Schiff rabbit hole goes a whole lot deeper than We've previously reported on Matt Taibbi updates us with the 14th or I guess 15th iteration, or maybe 14.5 iteration or drop of the Twitter files. Alright folks. I'm serious when I say what I say. How the hell is this corrupt Democrat Adam Schiff not in prison, let alone not removed from the House entirely? Matt Taibbi thread Twitter file supplemental more Adam Schiff banned requests, and de-amplification staff. House Democrat Adam Schiff wrote to Twitter quite often asking that tweets be taken down. The important use of taxpayer resources involved and asked about quote Peter douche parody photo of Joe Biden. The DNC made the same request reaching out to Yoel Roth. Well, the DNC reached out this morning about a tweet with the same image but different textual context. Here's the tweet that they're referring to Sleepy Joe as trending. I wonder if it's because of this. You can tell it's a deep fake because Jill Biden isn't covering him. Sloppy Joe is trending with this deep fake gif of Joe Biden with his tongue out, and apparently this is where Democrat resources taxpayer dollars are being spent censoring a dumb meme, and Twitter trend of Joe Biden. Real ironic considering all these Democrats seem to ever do on Twitter is post the same altered photos of Donald Trump over again. All these weird lefty Twitter folks seem to do all over Twitter is post the same damn images of Donald Trump, altered photoshopped images of Donald Trump, but any adult with a working brain just looks at the dumb image with the dumb caption and moves on with their life. No, Democrats don't do this. Democrats want to censor it because that's what Democrats do. The real issue apparently was that to its credit, Twitter refused to remove it with Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth saying it had obvious humorous intent and any reasonable observer, apparently not a Schiff staffer, could see it was doctored. Schiff staffer Jeff Lowenstein didn't give up, claiming there was a slippery slope of concern here. We're pretending to accept that it doesn't fall under the policy given, but there's a slippery slope of concern here. And I think it bears further explanation from Twitter why that is the case, because the next iteration of this could easily be more malicious and less obvious. Oh my lord, these people are so desperate. It's unbelievable. Twitter also refused requests for bans of content about Adam Schiff himself and his staff for their listed asks demands ? And the attached PDF. Many fall outside of any remediations available under the cited policy, for example, a sweeping removal of any and all content about Mr. Misko and other community staff from its service to include quotes, retweets and reactions to that content, as well as complete suppression of any and all search results about Mr. Misko and other committee staff. And it's not something that would be able to be done here or is conceivable by any active policies I know of. Basically, when Adam Schiff's office had information bouncing around that was detrimental to their narrative. For instance, in this case, the whole phony whistleblower lie that Adam Schiff was promoting when it turned out that the truth was getting out. Adam Schiff wanted complete suppression of anything related to those individuals, complete suppression of search tweets, likes, retweets, all of it. Even when Twitter didn't suspend an account. That didn't mean that they didn't act. Schiff's office repeatedly complained about QA non-related activity that were often tweets about other matters, like the identity of the Ukraine whistleblower, or the Steele dossier. Twitter policy at the time didn't ban QAnon but quote de-amplified such accounts. About the batch of tweets that included those above, Twitter executives wrote, "We can internally confirm that a number of the accounts flagged are already included in this de-amplification." Don't you guys remember when Twitter executives showed up at official Washington hearings and stated under oath that they weren't actively shadow banning conservative accounts? Of course, they weren't shadow banning anyone, they were de-amplifying people based on Adam Schiff's request. Schiff's office had a concern about de-amplification, though it might make it harder for law enforcement to track the offending tweeters. Course. Step number 2: don't only censor your political opponents, would criminalize them and send government agencies after them. We appreciate greatly. We are curious whether any de-amplification measures implemented by Twitter's enforcement team, which we appreciate greatly, could impede the ability of law enforcement to search Twitter for potential threats about Misko and other HPSC staff. And so there you have it. That's the thread. Of course, leftwards are going to say that what Adam Schiff was trying to do here was protect his staff members from those evil QAnon terrorists. Completely absurd. Adam Schiff was trying to protect himself from the truth getting out. Adam Schiff is a perennial, chronic, habitual, non-stop liar. And he had built this whole Democrat narrative surrounding Donald Trump and the Russians from his prestigious position as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee on a mountain of lies, and slowly that mountain was crumbling beneath him, and instead of sinking, this Democrat couldn't let that happen. Of course, no, My precious narrative Adam Schiff, even frigging looks like Smeagol. He took extraordinary measures to ensure that the truth would not get out. That is what happened. It is evident that is exactly what happened. This man is a corrupt criminal. He is un-American. He took an oath to preserve the Constitution. And here he is using taxpayer dollars, using his position in the federal government, desecrating that oath. And this man, honestly, it's hard to even call him that, this creature. I hope you don't follow him on Twitter. I mean, I see all of his tweets. It's a complete disaster. Doesn't stop whining and complaining these days and trying to play the victim. Nobody takes you seriously. You are not the victim, you are the perpetrator. And we have it plain as day, clear as day, everyone can see it. We have the receipts. We know you have lied on countless occasions. It's all there. I mean, it's everywhere. It's all over the internet, video evidence, whether on Rachel Maddow's show on the House floor, and now your staff, your office, and email communications directly with Twitter. It's nothing but pure projection. The one guy who was constantly telling us that Donald Trump was this corrupt, terrible, evil, compromised politician, abusing his power and abusing federal agencies. The guy who kept pointing the finger at Donald Trump all of these years was the one who was guilty of all of those crimes and corrupt actions. Adam Schiff has to be one of the slimy U.S. politicians in modern-day American politics, period. Thank you so much for listening. God bless. I'll be back soon with another report. God speak to each and every one of you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all of your kind words. I'll be back.